Quick note, before the video starts, my thoughts were all over the place when I was recording this. It's a mess. It's a total mess, but hopefully you understand what I'm talking about in this. I just had to say this now before somebody asks, what is this guy talking about? Like, what is he yapping about? Okay, that's it. Let's start the video. So gamescom happened recently, and the opening night had tons of release dates, tons of titles that are currently being worked on. I like these announcements, but I know that a lot of people didn't. I'm going to talk about some reasons why you might not like gaming events anymore. And let's start with point number one. It's not entertaining anymore. Every time you see Jeff Keighley walk up on stage, you know what he's gonna say. You know what's about to happen. There's nothing really surprising anymore. I think what's really happening is people want E3 back. Low key, or no, high key. People really just want E3 back, something like that. And we're not gonna get that anymore. E3 is gone. I don't think it's ever coming back. If it did, that would be insane. But maybe we should let it die, just like we should have let G4 die. Because you know what happened with G4. I don't even need to. So yeah, that's reason number one. The entertainment's not the same anymore. Okay, so the second reason why I think these gaming events are not as good anymore, and it's because of the audience you're watching this stuff with. Before I continue with this point, what I don't say in this part of the video, I don't mention how tons of these AAA games have been releasing and failing because they didn't get enough development time, or the idea wasn't the best and it didn't work well with the gaming audience. I don't mention that in this part. I talk a little bit about it, like briefly at the end of the video, but not enough. So I'm going to put that in here before I continue with the point, because without me saying this here, it's going to sound like I'm not paying attention to the fact that people are tired of games being incomplete on release and all the other issues that happen with the gaming. So yeah, now that I've got that out the way, let's continue. A lot of us out here aren't going to every single gaming event. So since you're not at the event, you're watching the live stream with a bunch of people that are so wild, that are just waiting for one game so they could talk about it. And that's it. Some of these people are just trolling. Some of these people are saying that everything in the live stream is complete garbage, which is not true at all. I don't know why people think that. There's so many announcements of several games, specifically indie titles. There's a lot of indie games. I think it's the lack of patience. Okay, I need to make another edit to explain what I mean by patience. What I mean is, every year there's tons of games coming out. There's the AAA game that everybody wants to play, right? Like your God of War, your Last of Us looking game. But there's so many other games that don't have as much of a huge budget that are worth playing. Okay, there's tons of games out there every year that are released, and you gotta kind of look for them. So when you see people saying, oh well, it's taking forever for this game to come out, when is this game, when is that game, and it's a big budget title, give it time. Eventually it'll release, hopefully, you know. In some cases hopefully it releases, right? There's so many other things to play that when you see people saying, oh, there's nothing out here, and these game events, they keep announcing game after game, and all these games are so fucking boring, who are they making them for? Somebody's gonna play these, all right? Even if you don't want to play them, somebody is going to play them. In fact, there's so many games out there that you can find something to play until you get to the release day of the game that you're really looking forward to. That's just what I mean by patience. It seems like, to me, a lot of gamers nowadays don't have as much patience as they used to, and I know why, because lots of games have been released terribly, but not every game releases terribly. Once again, there's tons of stuff out there. All right, let's continue. If you've played video games for at least over a decade, you know what it's like to wait for specific games. I'm going to give you an example. Here's the name of a game I'm going to give you that a lot of people know, that a lot of people have played by now, and that a lot of people like myself who've been fans of this series waited a very long time just to get to the third game. I'm talking about Kingdom Hearts. Okay, if you have played Kingdom Hearts since the first game, you know what it means to wait for a video game to release. Also, Kingdom Hearts 4, when? I don't know, fuck. I don't know, man. That game could come out next year. It could come out 2027. I don't know. Oh, please not 2030. I'm not waiting 6 years to play Kingdom Hearts. That's bullshit. I know I'm gonna wait for Kingdom Hearts 4. Like, they got us messed up. They got the Kingdom Hearts fan base messed up, dude. I'll give you another game, Sly Cooper. Yeah. Look up the last game. Look at when it came out. I just look at the release date. Not fun. It's not fun. Okay. Jack and Daxter. Yeah, that too. Look at the release date of the last Jack and Daxter game to release. Look at what system it was on. I don't know what Sony and PlayStation, I don't know what they're doing, But hopefully in the next 20 years, we can see another one of those games for both of those titles. Like, you know, that'd be great. You know, they still are sitting there with cliffhangers or, you know, left open sequel setups. Jesus. I'm going to be 80 years old by the time Sony goes, oh, wow, we totally forgot about Jak and Daxter and Sly Cooper. That's how long it's going to take them, dude. At this rate, this will be the third point and probably the last point. You don't play a lot of games. What I mean is you've been playing the same type of game for like 10 years and you never tried to play anything else. I'm going to give an example. Call of Duty players, people who play sports games and Call of Duty, I don't know how y'all do it every year. I don't know how you buy the same shit every year. Can I say that? I'm going to get kind of close to the camera when I say this. I might zoom in a little bit. Sorry, that might be a little bit uncomfortable. I'm sorry. I just have to ask, how do you play the sports games like every year? Don't they do the same shit and they never change anything? I mean, they change some things, but isn't it like awful? I don't know how y'all do it. That's dedication. But I don't know if that's a compliment. I don't know if that is or not. Same thing for Call of Duty. I don't know how y'all do it every year. It's like y'all don't even care if they take away modes and they take away other shit and they put tons of microtransactions in the game. Like, y'all don't even give a shit. Y'all just fucking buy it anyway. I don't get it. I guess, once again, you're dedicated, but I don't know if that's a good thing or not in the long run. We'll see what happens when the next Call of Duty comes out. I'm praying for y'all. I really am. Me personally, I don't like to stay on one genre of video game for too long. For example, if I'm playing Helldivers for like a week, I'll switch to Witcher just to change it up because I don't want to stay on Helldivers for 3 weeks straight. That Helldivers for 3 weeks straight would ruin my life. You see what state that game is in as of this video. You know what the state of the game is in. Oh boy, Jesus, I hope they fix it. But heck, I'll play a racing game again, and that just reminded me of a game I haven't played in a long time, Need for Speed Heat. That game was awesome. I fucking love that game. I might come back to it, but I shouldn't, because I need to finish other games and the backlog is still there. I still haven't beaten Cyberpunk 2077 after all this time. I just remembered it just now. I need to do that. I didn't even beat the DLC. I don't even have the DLC. I have a problem not finishing certain games. And then other ones I'll finish. And I'm like, why didn't I finish the other 3? See, this is why I didn't want to make talking videos, because I get distracted and now I'm going from one point to the next because I can't focus on one thing. I'm yapping now. It's time to focus. Time to focus. Okay, I'm back. But that's it for the video. I'm yapping. It's been 20 minutes on this recording because I had a bunch of other thoughts that I don't know how I edited this. That's just what I think of what's going on recently with these gaming events. I really do think people need to be more patient, and it does suck that a lot of games end up being underwhelming in the AAA space. I mean, the indie dev space, I get that shit is good. I don't know what y'all are doing. I just want to get a few of my thoughts out there about why people might not like this stuff anymore, and I still enjoy it. But when I see people complaining about shit, I go, yeah, I get it. Like, I totally understand where they're coming from. But then it comes down to, what do you want to play? And just keep playing that shit. And when that gets boring, find something else. It's not that hard. It's not that difficult. And we don't all have infinite time to play video games. Like, just because of that, find different things to play. So that way you have a whole entire library of just interesting shit. And that's it. That's it. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Leave a comment, like the video if you enjoyed it even, subscribe, and I will see you later. Take care of yourselves. Peace.